Hello, Taurus. Thank you for tuning into your love read. I hope that's centered on me. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Daily Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, the magical spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Already shuffled. Relationship first. Single second. Let's see what we got. You got the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom. This is somebody very sound, stable, thinks things through, very emotionally invested. This is somebody when they have certain grounded feelings about a person, it takes a lot for them to change their mind. Left or right, good or bad, when they've established those feelings, it takes a lot for them to move away from that. All right. I don't know if this is going to be good or bad. I really don't know. It could be quite good. I'm not sure because I'm seeing a couple questionable cards. Nothing really bad, but let's see where we're going to go. Because the first thing I'm pulling on your side is the Hermit card. That's in your challenge position. I'm worried that there's overthinking here. Too much thought, not enough communication. And I feel like that's on your side. Things need to be talked out more. Something needs to be addressed. And I'm getting on your partner's side, their matching card for their challenge is the Six of Swords. Like they're just moving away from they're just walking away from a conversation. It's like you both know something needs to be said. Neither of you are talking about it. You're thinking about it, and they're just trying to ignore that it ever happened. I don't feel like this is good. I don't feel like that's good. I feel like that's setting a bad, that doesn't feel good to me. That feels like that could be more problems later or a repeat of the same situation later. What do we got going on here in the center? Because what I feel is your partner depends on you. Like I'm getting they feel very secure with you with the Ten of Pentacles. They feel like they can depend on you. It's almost like no worries, no need to bring up something or no need to, shake the can of bees. I don't know. Like there's something that's wrong here. I feel like there's something that's wrong. But they feel like you're going to be there, you're not going to go anywhere. If you don't want to talk about it, they don't feel the need to bring it forward. I feel like you're the one who might be more upset than they are. But they're like, if you don't want to talk about it, there's no reason to bring it forward. And they're feeling like if you really wanted to say something, you would. On your side, I've got the Nine of Wands. I'm getting, again, there's a lot of thought here. And I feel like this is, there's something bothering you. I feel like there's something bothering you. Clearly specific to your situation, because it's not coming through in the general read, because I feel like it's depending on what's going on. You need to talk about something, and I'm getting the Nine of Wands is kind of like it's almost like you're trying to stuff it down. This is a weird card in this deck for me, because a lot of times it feels like a first phase is done, going on to the next phase. That's kind of what that feels like usually. I don't feel like that's right. I feel like you should have been taking action already, and you're kind of reserving yourself like, well, I haven't said anything at this point, so why say anything now? I haven't said anything up to this point, so why should I say anything now? But I'm getting like this is not going to go away. When you see those 9 wands there, and you got the first one with all the greenery going up it, and all the rest of them are bare, I just feel like this is going to fester and grow, and it's going to keep bothering you. I feel like this is a false sense of a 9. The false sense of like, well, I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to ignore it. And I'm just going to forget about it. It'll be fine. But I'm getting like that first pole that's got the greenery up it. That's kind of like this situation festering. And I'm getting like this is the first straw. You got 8 more straws. Like sooner or later, this is going to come forward and you're going to be upset about it. It's going to kind of like fester is what I'm getting. I'm definitely an intuitive reader. I can't pull anything else off that card but that, so that's what I'm going to give you. That's what's coming off it, so that's where we're going to go. I just feel like this, whatever it is, it's festering. I don't feel like this is good. I don't like this. Because I feel like it's like right now it's a molehill. It's gonna become a mountain. I feel like something that's aggravating could become flat out enraging, just because of the length of time and how it builds up in your mind over time. And I'm almost feeling like it's kind of like the snowball thing, in the sense of like right now it's like the snowball. This is what's aggravating you. And as time goes on, other things that are aggravating you that are similar are going to add to that snowball. So you have this big, big boulder snowball, and you're going to dump it. And it's going to be made up of that one small situation that started it, plus all these other things that it grabbed along the way, and boom. That's what's going to happen. And it's not, I don't think that's what you want. Now, what I'm getting needs to happen, and it feels like this can happen, is the Ace of Wands in your spiritual spot. And I'm also getting the Nine of Cups. Like, this, I don't feel like there's any danger of any permanent damage to this situation. I'm getting like there's more danger of that the longer this goes. The Ace of Wands is telling me you need to make that action forward. Like, you need to take that action forward. You need to physically move forward. And the Knight of Cups is telling me that the situation, I feel like you're very overall happy with the situation. It's just this one thing. It's like this snowball situation. It's egging at you. You want to let it go, but it's bothering you. So you need to bring it forward. The Knight of Cups is telling me that things are good here, and there's going to continue to be good. If it's any consolation, your partner does have the King of Cups. Your partner may not be saying anything and trying to just kind of skirt away from it, whatever it is. But I'm getting the love they have for you. They can definitely, especially at this point, you can bring this forward. It'll be fine. You'll be able to release this. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Now, I'm getting this abundance coming forward, and it's connecting your Nine of Wands with the next card. The next card is the King of Swords. The Nine of Wands, with the connecting the abundance with the King of Swords, is telling me, and it may be this reading, just to be fair, I don't know how that sounds to you, but it could be this reading kind of highlighting it to you. This is going to get worse over time. You're not letting it go. It's been a while, and you know yourself well enough that you know it's not going to disappear. You may want to talk yourself into circles believing it will, but you know it won't. If this reading is hitting with you, you've done this before. You know you've tried to move on from things. You don't want to deal with it. You're just like, it's fine. It's just so minimal. There's no reason to bring anything up about it. But you've noticed that you still can't let something go. It just returns to your thoughts. You can't help it. There's nothing you can do. It just returns to your thoughts. So if this reading is hitting for you, you have that pattern. You're aware of your own pattern. And I'm getting the abundance connecting the Knight of Wands with the King of Swords is like you realize it's going to fester. You know it. You know it. You know yourself well enough. If this reading is hitting again, because it's a general read, you know yourself well enough that it's going to come around again. It's going to boil up to the center. It's going to just kind of like come right up to the surface again, and you're going to start thinking about it again. Being aware of that and the abundance here is like, you know what, let me just deal with it because I know how this is. I know that, for right or for wrong, I just can't let things like this go. I just can't. It's just not me. It's not who I am. So I need to address it. I need to bring this forward. King of Swords is telling me, for those of you who are connecting with this and getting that and seeing that own pattern in your own soul, like, that is me, that's who I am, this is how I do things. You're like, you know what, let me just address it, because before it becomes a bigger issue down the road, let me just address it now. I don't really want to, it's not going to be comfortable, it's not a good time, but I need to do this. I need to just talk this out. The abundance is connecting because you're handling it. If you're handling this, I'm getting you're solving it, and you're actually creating a good moment from it. It's not something you want to do, it's not a... I shouldn't say it's like a feel-good moment, but it's a good. You're going to have a good payoff from it down the line, if that makes sense. Like it's kind of like a securing the base moment thing. Like the moment itself doesn't feel good, but it's kind of like getting a shot. And like I don't know of anybody who goes, "Ooh, give me a shot that feels so good," but like the serum going into you that's protecting you from whatever disease, that's the benefit you're getting from this. Okay. Woo! Here we go. Your partner has the Ten of Wands. Especially in this deck, I feel like this is success through stress. They don't want to talk about it either. I mean, that's one of the reasons they weren't bringing it up. They knew it was going to be an uncomfortable conversation. But they're going through the conversation. It needs to be done. They're not enjoying it either. They're really not enjoying it is what I'm getting. But I'm also getting, spiritually, they have the Four of Wands. It's not an enjoyable conversation, but they know who you are and that they can depend on you. They have a lot of faith in you. So even though there might be somebody, like they might have done something, in some situations your partner might have done something that they were kind of trying to get away with. You're calling them out. They know that, you're not going to like bring down the hammer on them, so to speak. But, you're calling it out for what it is. And I feel like some of them have a little bit of embarrassment going on there. I know it's a general read, so it kind of goes a few different ways. But I'm getting like, it's fine. They're a little stressed, but it's fine. I don't feel like any big arguments, to be honest with you. I just feel like it's kind of like, like uncomfortable for them. And you didn't really want to do that to them, but it's bothering you, and you need to bring it forward. There's no damage to the relationship in any sense. If anything, especially if your partner made a misstep, if that happened, I'm getting this as preemptively keeping them from repeating that. Or they're thinking about that a little more before they make a misstep like that in the future. Because these aren't comfortable conversations. It's not like they're that bad, and I don't really feel any like yelling and screaming. I'm not connecting with that energy anyway. But I'm getting it's just kind of embarrassing. Like, yeah, I did something I shouldn't have, and you're calling me out on it. Like, it's one of those moments. And I feel like they're thinking about that. And like next time that comes around where they could do something they shouldn't, they're like, I don't really want another moment like that where I get called out for doing something I know I'm just not supposed to be doing. Okay? This makes things better for you. You got the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like you're setting the future up for success. You're kind of putting this back in line. I feel like this is calming the situation for you because it was off focus. The situation was off focus. And I feel like one of the reasons it was, resurfacing and coming back in your mind over and over again is because you knew, if I don't say something about this now, this could happen again, and this could actually start a pattern that you don't want. And the thing is, if it did start a pattern and it kept repeating, it could go 3-4 more times, and when you finally do say something, you're going to blow up because you're going to be very upset and angry about it, and you could end up angry about it for a while. With the Knight of Pentacles and what's making things better for you, you put this back in focus. You put this back on track, and you're feeling like, you know what, things are back the way they should be. You feel secure. You addressed it this time. You're not expecting you're going to have to address it again. If you need to, then you need to, but you're not expecting to because your partner heard you, and you know they did. So you're feeling like things are back online. You shouldn't have to deal with this again. You're not expecting to. You're feeling more comfortable and secure. Your partner, I'm getting the Seven of Swords with the Friendship card. This is what's making things better. They're admitting whatever they need to admit. I'm getting that. It doesn't seem to be a problem. But I feel like once you walk away from this conversation, I don't feel you bringing it up again. I don't feel them bringing it up again either. But the difference between the Six of Swords and the Seven of Swords, because I feel like this is an evolvement of the situation. Not only are they not bringing it up again, but they don't want to repeat it. They don't want it. They don't want this coming back again. They don't want to have that conversation again. And I'm getting the friendship here as I feel like the bond between you and them, it feels very good. Like they're very comfortable with you. They're very comfortable that you brought it up. It doesn't feel like you're holding it over their head. You addressed it, but you let it go. And they're feeling like, all right, as long as I don't do that again, I think we're fine. And I'll make sure I don't do that again. I just feel like it evolved. I feel like it's kind of similar the way they're handling it, except they're very cautious. Like, I don't want to do anything like that again. I didn't like that conversation. But they feel like you were a lot nicer to them than maybe they would have been to you if this shoe was on the other foot. I feel like that might be it. And they're very gracious, and they're very thankful for that. I feel like the way you treated them makes them feel like, you know what, I needed to be called out on that. That's only fair. But I don't feel like you were over the top. And they're like, you know what, I respect that because I don't know if I could have been that graceful about it. I feel like that's the energy that's going on there. So I feel like this is ending well. All right, let's go into Taurus singles. Single Taurans, and let's see what we got for you guys. What do we have for single Taurans? Messages for single Taurans. All right. Messages for single Taurans. Empowering messages for single Taurans. Information that shows them the truth about what's going on and empowers them to go the direction that they want to go. Okay. Face down, okay. Let's see where this is going. Now, the base of this, the past is the Six of Pentacles. Is it you giving to them? No. Is it them giving to you? Them giving to you. Somebody was very graceful or helped you out with something. I'm feeling this is how this is starting. Somebody helped you out with something. Offered you some help. You needed something. Whatever arena it's in, somebody offered you some assistance and you accepted it. That seems to be where this is starting. Somebody being nice to you, helping you out. Seems good enough. Now, I'm getting that you, once that was done, like, it feels like that's kind of where some rapport was created, like some sort of friendship, quasi-friendship, going a little bit farther, but maybe not into the romance section quite yet. But I feel like this kind of like a very fun, like, I'm getting the Hierophant with you, because I feel like this is where you're standing, like, somebody was nice to you, and you're nice to them back, you do like that person, but I don't feel like you don't want to overstep your bounds for some reason, is kind of what I'm getting. And you're wondering if this is going to go anywhere, but you're just kind of like, I don't want to take somebody's nice moment, somebody who's being nice to me, and I don't want to make it more than maybe they want it to be. I feel like you might be questioning how interested they really are. Like, it seems like they're interested, but then you're like, maybe they're not. Like, because I feel like they're nice to you, but you see them being nice to other people as well. And I feel like that might be confusing you. Kind of like, maybe they're just a nice person. Maybe they're just nice to everybody. Maybe I'm putting too much into this, but you do like them. All right. What's coming next is the King of Cups with the Sun card. This is all of a sudden, like, I feel like this person is flat out telling you what they're thinking. And I feel like, yeah, and I'm getting this with the Knight of Swords and the health. Like, I feel like they're praising you about the person they're seeing. They're coming towards you with the Knight of Swords. They're communicating what they like. They're telling you what they're feeling, what they're thinking. The King of Cups with the Sun card, it seems like this kicks forward really fast. There's like a punch forward, like a kicks forward really fast. I don't feel like you're against it. I feel like you've been liking this person for a while, and the emotions are already there, but I'm getting like this jumps forward, but it jerks you forward so quickly that you're not paying attention is what I'm getting. It just kind of catches you off guard. I feel like things go forward really fast, really, really quickly. That's redundant, but And I'm getting like, it's like the moment takes over. And it feels like you might live in kind of like a little foggy quasi reality for a moment there, maybe for a weekish, possibly. Because I got the Star card here at the bottom, which is very hopeful, getting what you want, wish granted, that type of feel. But I'm at the top, I'm getting the Strength with divine timing, divine guidance. This is good, but I'm getting at first you're not realizing how fast this is going. But I feel like it's not very long, maybe a week tops. And you're like, ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, we're getting really serious really quickly. I just feel like you're kind of caught up in it at first, but then when you realize how fast it's really going, I feel like you're really uncomfortable. It's not the person, it's just like, it's almost like you were living in a little stone hovel and now you're living in a mansion and you're just like, what? Wait, what? Like, I can have anything I want now? What are you talking about? I have to work for my life. Like, what are you talking about? It's kind of like, what? You're shocked. I feel like you're kind of shell-shocked. I gotta be honest. Now, what comes in next here is the High Priestess with the Harvest. I'm feeling like you're having this moment. I feel like it's like I feel like you're just kind of thrown off kilter. You're just kind of like really paying attention. Like it all of a sudden just seems to weigh on you all at once, like how fast things went. And you're just kind of like, oh my God, wait a minute. I need to breathe. The High Priestess with the Harvest is telling me the relationship, it's like it's becoming a relationship really fast. Really fast. That's the Harvest. But I'm getting the High Priestess is telling me you would like to like kind of slow it down and just kind of pull back a bit and just kind of reset the situation, but you're kind of like, well, if I tell this person like I want to slow it down or I want to back off, that could actually sink this ship. So you're kind of like, I'm not sure what I want to do here. I'd like to slow it down, but I don't want to sink the ship. And I'm not really sure if I can slow it down to the comfortable level that I would like it to be without damaging this relationship. I'm getting your thoughts are the Three of Swords. You're really worried. You're really worried that, you know, this isn't, like you can't slow it down without creating damage. And you're really also worried, like if it keeps going at the rate it is, you're going to end up in something that you're not really sure you want to be involved in. Like you're thinking this is going way too fast. This is reckless. You're feeling it's reckless and you don't like that. But you're also like, I don't want to stop it, but if I slow it down, that could sink the ship too. You're feeling like you're in a catch-22. Like, no matter what you do, you're going to be in trouble. Like, you don't want to keep going at this pace. You would like to slow it down and kind of regress a little bit just so you could reevaluate the situation. But you're like, the other person, you don't think they're going to take that well. But if you keep going at the rate it's currently going, you're like, I could end up in a situation that I don't know enough about, and I don't even know if this is right. I don't know if I should be involved in this situation. Like, I don't know what to think. There's so much happening at once, and you're just like, I don't have enough information. I don't know really what's going on in all this situation. There's so much coming at me at once. I don't feel like I have a stable place to stand. It's like catch-22. You can't do anything right. It's just no matter what way you do it, what way you go, is just not going to be what you want. Now, I'm getting this happens, this moment, and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't want to keep going at this rate, but I don't feel like I should be slowing it down because I don't want to upset this person. I don't want them to think I'm not interested. I don't want to sink the ship. What am I going to do? Now, I don't know how long you're going to traumatize yourself with this because I feel like you're going to be giving it to yourself pretty good. If this is hitting with you and that moment happens, it's just like you're being pulled. You're pulling yourself in two different directions. It's very uncomfortable. I'm getting to the point where I feel, and I'm getting this again, I'm not seeing conversation cards, but I do feel this person may come towards you because they see you're kind of like your eyes are rolling, like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. They might start a conversation with you. If they don't start a conversation with you, I'm getting you should start a conversation with them. Just being honest about how you feel, how this is going a lot faster than you're comfortable with. You don't want to like sink the ship because you do like them, but you're not comfortable with the rate. You just don't know what to do because you want to. I feel like you're going to explain to them how that you feel about them. You have a lot of feelings for them. You do like them. You want to keep this going, but the rate at which this is going, it's very uncomfortable for you. And I'm feeling a conversation. It feels like a conversation should happen, but I'm getting it's very bold when I'm seeing it in my mind. It should, like it should happen. It's up to you if it does happen. Should happen. It would take off a lot of stress is what I'm getting. I don't feel like there's any damage. No damage if you do that, but it will also reduce stress. Where is this going? Because I'm getting that conversation should happen. If it does or doesn't, that's a whole other story. I got the Queen of Pentacles here. The Queen of Pentacles with the resolution is telling me this is really, I don't see you walking away from this. I feel like you're trying to make this situation plateau. I'm getting a conversation makes that a lot better. An honest conversation about how you feel and talking this out with this person, I just feel like that will work. I feel like that will really work. Because one way or another, it's going to plateau. I'm feeling that's your resolution to this. I don't feel you regressing, but I feel like you're not allowing it to progress any farther. It's plateauing. It's staying. It jumped ahead pretty fast. It's going pretty quick, but you're like, all right, this is as far. Like we're just going to stay at this level. Two face down cards. They're contradictory, I'm noticing. This is where this seems to be going. You got the Chariot with the Four of Pentacles. I do feel like the situation, this romance, is continuing to progress. But I'm also getting that Four of Pentacles. Now, the thing is with the Chariot and the Four of Pentacles, the Chariot trumps the Four of Pentacles. So I'm getting that you might be dragging your feet or being kind of pulled into this relationship farther and farther ahead. It's going to keep progressing. The Chariot will win out. The Chariot will... Look at the size. Look at the person on that Four of Pentacles. That's a child. Is that child going to hold back that Chariot? I don't think so. Unless there's some type of secret X-Men that I'm not aware of, they have no chance in holding that Chariot back. They're going to get dragged along with it. And I'm feeling like that's where this is going. I feel like this situation is going to go forward. It's going to go forward. You're going to try to hold on. You're going to try to slow things up. I just feel like you're going to fail at every turn because your heart's going to pull you forward. It's going to pull you forward. If you have this conversation, I feel like this goes easier for you. It doesn't have to be that uncomfortable. Otherwise, I feel like you might just get dragged forward and you might end up in a deep relationship before you know it. And it's just going to be one of those things where one day you look back and like, I don't know how I got here. Like, I don't know how this happened so fast. I don't see a bad outcome, but I feel like if you have this conversation when you're feeling uncomfortable, like when you wake up and you're like, oh my God, how did I get this far in this situation so fast? Have that conversation with your partner and explain how you feel. I'm getting this will get a lot easier for you, and I'm getting like, I feel like this won't be a problem. I feel like the Chariot will still go forward, but I'm getting like, instead of it going like from like, if you're looking at a football field stance, I don't know why, but whatever. If you're taking the Chariot from one side of the field to the other, if you go directly across, that doesn't take long. If you talk this out with your partner, though, I'm getting like you might be able to take the long way around. You're still going to end up in the same spot as what I'm getting, but I feel like it might be more comfortable to you if you can take the long way around the field instead of going directly into it. That's the message. All right. So we're going to let that be there. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.